most intense, thrilling, electrifying sport on the planet. Mixed martial arts. You've been looking for the definitive podcast to call your new home to hear everything about it. The search is over. This is the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. Bringing you the hottest MMA breakdowns straight from the heart of the octagon. This show is all about MMA breakdowns. For fans, by fans. We're talking UFC, MMA, and the occasional big boxing match. We'll bring our unique take on how these fights are going to play out and who we think are the best bets. Welcome to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. And now your hosts, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and Emiliano, a.k.a. Jive Turkey Nano.
What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of the MMAnomaly Show, No Filter. I'm your host, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and with me, as usual, is the co-host with the most, Jive Turkey Nano, the man with the plan. How are you feeling today, my guy?
Let's go. Doing great, brother. Feeling good, living better, man. Hope you are doing the same as well, and hope all of y'all that are tuning in here or trickling on in, or even if it's later down the road, we appreciate it. We hope you're doing well. And now you're ready to kickstart this week and really set the tone, right? Really grab the bull by the horns here, and the bull being the day. Brother, we're going to grab this episode by the horns and dive on in. I can't wait, man. Let's go. It's a good one.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And dude, this card was just one for the history books. It was absolutely phenomenal start to finish, action-packed, and, not without drama, as we like to say, right? Everything from broken limbs to broken dreams to broken parlays happened on Saturday, folks. And you bet your bottom dollar we are here to break it all down. So with that being said, we are going to do as we've done for the last handful of weeks and jump on into the card from the top of the action and work our way down to the bottom, folks. So with that, we find ourselves moving into this main event, Bantamweight banger, for the belt, for all the marbles in a rematch of the century between Merab, the Machine, Dvalishvili, coming in against Petr, no mercy, Yan. Oh, man. Nano. I don't do it often. But I decided after last week's episode to go and clip a few things and put them up. I clipped two things. Okay? I posted a clip of you going on a rant about how people were overlooking this fight, and that it's going to be a lot closer on TV than it might look on paper. And my hot take that I clipped was me saying that Tatsuro Taira just might be him. He might be the fucking future. And we are going to learn that on Saturday against Brandon Moreno. And we'll get into that in just a sec. But Nano, my God. I don't like, can you help me here? What is the opposite of milk? Because whatever it is how you're fucking, quote, aged. Whiskey? Wine?
There we go.
I mean, it aged like a fine whiskey, my guy. Yep. You saw it, though. Like, tell the people a little bit more of what you saw before the fight and then how you saw that play out on the television screen on Saturday between these bantamweight legends.
Man, thanks for dishing me the torch here, brother. This was an absolute banger to set the tone here. UFC 323, the last pay-per-view, and it did not disappoint, ladies and gentlemen. We did get an upset. We did get a new bantamweight champion in Petr Yan. Man, he was down to get it on, wasn't he? He was the absolute, changed the Y to a W to an M. He's Peter the man, okay? He went out there, took care of business, and it was one of those things where I was shocked, brother. I'm not going to sit here and, bring up the receipts as you so kindly mentioned there. I knew it was going to be close, but I wasn't sitting here saying it was going to be a landslide victory. I wasn't going to sit here and say Petr Yan's going to take Merab into deep waters and drown the barracuda that is Merab. Petr Yan must be the mythical creature of the Sea Loch monster, if you will. I mean, this guy, was it the Loch Ness monster?
The Loch Ness.
There we go. A mythical creature nonetheless. This guy, Petr Yan, man, did a mythical thing, took Merab out of the complete tear he's been on. And I think it was just kind of the right place at the right time, right? It feels like a Rocky III moment, if you want to, reference another movie and just continue to butcher metaphors here, because Petr was waiting for this day for a long time, man. And boy, did we see it. I mean, the liver shots in the beginning, the heart he showed with the Rocky theme in the background. Appreciate you, producer. Absolutely the best there in the business. But yeah, man, and now Peter's the best of the business. He's at the cream of the crop. Again, I think my main takeaway, I'll try to leave some of the X's and O's to the man that knows it better than I do here to my left or right, depending on your screen layout. But it was the liver shot, right? It was the shot heard around the world. It was the continued damage and the stuffing of the takedowns, and now makes up a new champion. Now makes up a whole new excitement and a jolt of energy here in the bantamweight division, because the matchups are galore. I mean, we could do so much at this point. And I think the big takeaway for me as well, and it's kind of the common theme I'm hearing around the whereabouts, is give Merab some time. You did good, champ. Go ahead and take your trips around the sun, regroup. You know, we know you love to train, and maybe he
wants to be back in there in April, he said today. March or April. I think it's too soon.
3-4 months. Yeah. I mean, that gives him maybe a month off, which I know he's wired different. I know he's getting older as well. So a lot of signs would indicate if he's stomping out the ground, maybe he demands the rematch sooner rather than later. But I don't think that favors him, especially after what we just saw, especially after the damage he took, and especially after giving Petr that championship status. Like they always say, he gets 20% better. He knows your mistakes, and that was really it. I think from a technical perspective, he just outclassed him. It's plain and simple. Yan is someone that I don't think anyone ever fully ruled out, given the odds. We cashed out on that, absolutely, hedging our bets. But yeah, man, absolute killer performance. I was stunned, and I think the story was the liver shots and stuffing 2 of 29 takedowns. I mean, just absolute masterclass, well-deserved and new. But, brother, give the people what they want. Give us the X's and O's. Give us your breakdown. Give us your thoughts, feeling, and everything in between, brother.
Yeah, man. I mean, first and foremost, great breakdown, Nano, as always. You always do a great job crossing the T's and dotting the I's on your end. I got to tell you, I mean, if this fight made me learn anything or realize anything, as I like to ask you often when I toss the baton over to you, you know, what did you learn from this performance? What did you learn from this fight? What I learned is that Sugar Sean O'Malley actually laid out the blueprint to beat Merab. It's body shots, right? It's body work, it's body damage while negating the takedowns. And it's a crazy, crazy thing, Nano. It's something that, you know, if you've watched MMA for 5 years, maybe you haven't been here long enough to witness this. If you've watched for 10, you've probably seen it once already. If you've watched for the whole duration of the UFC kind of run of 25, 30 years, you've probably seen this happen 3 to 5 times now, where we see a new threat, right? And then it washes a division. It washes 2 divisions, 3 divisions. And then somebody, somewhere, some way, they come up with this game plan to negate it, to beat it. And we saw this happen like 10 or 15 years ago when we had a big wrestling bust in the UFC, or a big bolster of wrestlers entering the threshold of the UFC. And it was body work. It was keeping the distance with teep kicks and body work, and just really hammering that gas tank, because we know grappling takes a lot of gas, brother. So if you're able to sap that gas tank at any extent, it's going to be your most likely path to victory, right? So he went out there and he did that. The body work was just absolutely phenomenal. And here's the thing, guys, like, this was not as much of a landslide as people want to make it seem like it may have been. Merab outlanded him 196 to 159. It was 134 to 139 on significant strikes. I think the biggest difference is Merab attempted 20 less takedowns, and he only got 2 instead of the 11 that he landed last time around, right? I mean, those takedowns paid dividends for him last time around, but again, you got to talk about the body work. And Petr Yan, like, he only threw 12% of his shots to the body, right? But when he was landing to the body, they were getting the biggest tells. They were getting the opposite of a poker face, right? They were getting the real faces. He's like, ugh. Like that's what I tell you. Like, a body shot will make an honest man out of any of us. I would rather eat 20 shots to the face than the strongest body shot you can hit me with. You know what I mean? Because I can will myself to stay on my feet from a headshot most times, right? I've never been knocked out. I've been dropped by a body shot. That is something that you cannot poker face your way out of. You cannot fake it till you make it. And God forbid you fucking try to, because you're going to be a world of trouble, bro. They're just going to keep targeting that area. It was the bridge of the nose where he sliced open, and then under the eye was really gnarly. Petr's a sniper. He's a specialist, and he's one of these guys that just has continued to get better. So I genuinely look forward to seeing what's next for him. I mean, realistically, Umar Nurmagomedov is going to go out here and beat the brakes off Davison Figueiredo on the first marquee card on the Paramount era. I mean, why don't we do that next? Umar versus Petr Yan for the belt.
I definitely can see it happening, but I'm going to be contrarian here and say we know what the UFC is going to want to do, right? And there's another fight on that same card. He won't stroke your dong, but he'll fight your dong. And I'm talking about Sugar Sean O'Malley, okay? If he goes out there and does something special, you know who's getting the call. And he's going to pull up that pink Ferrari. Come on.
I could even see Song Yadong getting the call if he went out there and knocked out Sean O'Malley.
Yeah. Given what I just laid out, he would obviously deserve it as well.
I'm not mad at any of those three names, I'm being honest.
Yeah, and obviously we got to throw Merab in there too. I don't know if that's another name, just because at the end of the day, like if he wants it, he's going to get the UFC nod. Like that's just, and this fight does deserve a 3 next to it. Don't usually say that, 100%. But this was one of those rare cases where Merab beat him in dominant fashion. Obviously, you're hearing a lot more about the injury recently, but Peter went out there and beat him, and now it certainly warrants, especially with Merab's pedigree. Let's call it what it is. He's been one of the best. He's been the most active. I don't want to call it Dana White privilege because Merab's straight up earned everything he's gotten here. And hey, if he wants to fight again in April, I think he grant him that wish. If Dana puts his foot down and says, hey, we want to see you this summer, get healthy, we'll put you on the whenever the White House card is, maybe that's too late, but hey, we'll make
Donald Trump's birthday, the birthday
something
card,
like that, right? Yeah, birthday card. We'll do something big for you, but that's what we'd want to see. What we'll end up seeing is probably Merab 3, Yan 3. My alternative or honorable mention, like you said, one of those 3 names. If I had to pick one, let's assume they all, well, I guess they all can't win, but if all's even, I think Umar is probably the biggest threat, but Sugar probably gets the call again if he wins, even if it's a split decision or whatever it is.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That's another one.
Right call.
Yep.
That's the right call, man. Umar, Nurmagomedov, ladies and gentlemen.
And I agree.
And with that,
it's great to have you. See you driving home. Drive safe. But yeah,
5-week show. What's up, man?
Deserves a rematch. I mean, that's an absolute. Just depends on his health and if they're gonna make him take a little time out or something. We'll have to wait and see. Lethal Sugar, what do?
Lethal Sugar, what up? He said, I think he deserves the rematch, but do you think the UFC will give it to him or someone else? I think they'll give it to him, and Petr Yan already said that he deserves the rematch. So, I mean, if he's ready to fight sooner rather than later, he'll be the next guy. But if not, and he does decide to take the time off he needs, those other names do make a lot of sense. What's up, Lazy? How you doing, man? Hope you cashed in. We're up, I think, 16.5 units or so on the week. So, pretty solid stuff, man. Pretty solid stuff. Getting hit with a good liver kick will quite literally take your breath away. Yeah. And yeah, Merab does definitely deserve the rematch, Ola. 100%, man. And hope you had a great day at work, man. Hope it was a blessed one. I'm going to pour up my shot because I got that one wrong. I did. Nano, you drink your beer.
With you, brother. Absolutely.
You, no need for shots for you. You didn't get it wrong. Oh, man. Cheers, folks. If you're drinking, drink with us. And if you're not, that's fine too. As long as you like, comment, subscribe, and smash that bell for notifications.
Salud.
And with that, we move into the flyweight division for an unfortunate turn of events. A bout between Alessandro Pantoja and Joshua Van down by the river. Man. Not Ola 9. Oh, what up, Leroy? How you doing, man? Hope you had a great day at work, my guy. Over there in Australia, mate.
Absolutely.
Miss you, brother. So yeah, Alessandro Pantoja goes in there. It was a 26-second fight. Not the funnest fight in the world to watch. Definitely not the way they made the replays happen 7 fucking times or so on the broken limb. But I digress. Josh Van quite literally snapped the winning streak of Alessandro Pantoja and snapped his chances at toppling Demetrius Johnson as the flyweight GOAT, or possibly the GOAT of MMA. My goodness, brother. This was a tough one to watch. It was a tough break, as we say. But everyone saying that it was a freak accident is also like not correct. It was not a freak accident. These things happen. Joshua Van caught a head kick, hyper elevated the fucking leg to go for a takedown, and it was on his opponent. His opponent rolled the wrong way, and it ended up snapping his arm out of place, almost out of the skin. And again, like, Do I love the way this fight ended? Do I like the way this fight ended? No, to both answers. But let's go, Josh Van, bro. You went out there, you got it done. You put the belt on your mom's shoulders, as you said you fucking would, you young man. And the kid has sub 20 fights and is now the flyweight undisputed champion of the UFC. And he does it by beating one of, if not the best of our era. So good for Josh Van. I mean, not a whole lot to analyze here. And as far as what's next, if I'm calling a spade, and I know that this won't happen, but I got to call a spade. He was on the watch along with us, watching the fights. Charles Energy Johnson has a win over that young man. Beat him by finish. He's the only man to beat him by finish. Only man to beat him. I mean, if you shake up the magic 8-ball, it's saying all signs point to fucking Energy, bro. Let's give it to him.
Ooh.
There are obviously some other names on the list because, again, I don't think that the UFC will make that happen just because, they're going to make Charles do that long run like the Dustin Poirier run, right? He's a fighter's fighter, though, so he's game for it. But before I give my other two names, Nano, what were your thoughts on this fight? All 26 seconds and one significant strike of it. Or two significant strikes of it.
Heartbroken, my brother. I'll keep it short and brief. Heartbroken for my boy Alexandre Pantoja. Big fan. Got to meet him. Stared in his eyes. Did a stare down with him. My heart goes out to him, right? I mean, I thought it looked weird. Obviously, I guess even just to give credit where it's due, there's a little bit of fighting at 26 seconds of it. They both came out ferocious, right? The cannibal, Alexandre, was setting the pace, really rushing his opponent, trying to make things happen. And Joshua Van, I mean, leading up into the fight, and as he entered and displayed in the octagon, cool as the other side of the pillow, man. One of the coolest dudes in there. Has that young swagger to him. He's got that aura, and he's put on for his country. And like you said, H-Town, what up? We see you, Lazy Bed. We see you, WMC, as well. Salute. But yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is. I guess it's one of those things. Like, I feel bad. Like, the sportsman in me would rather it almost be like a no contest for something like that. I mean, again, 30 seconds. Again, I know it kind of adds to the grittiness of the sport, right? Like, I can see why it's like, hey, it's not life or death, but you can call it as is, and hey, you can't complete the fight. That's game over, right? Whether it's in the first second or the last second. In this case, 26 seconds in. So that's just kind of on a personal level, right? I think if it were my favorite fighter, I would still be ecstatic regardless. And again, I don't want to sit here and try to take away from Joshua Van. I mean, he's now the second youngest fighter behind John Bones Jones. So really making history in that sense. And the world's his oyster, right? I mean, you get everything that the champ comes with. And then he already mentioned wanting to be active at least 3 times a year, maybe 4. He's young enough to do it, dumb enough to know better. But he's the and new, and you got to talk with some respect. And I like him. I mean, I did not like the kid, right? He's, like I said, look cool as can be. Spotlight's not too big for him, and I don't think the next opponent will be either, potentially. Because I think you know who I'm talking about here, and we got sound bites to back it up. And he almost... He fooled me at the end there because I was like, he's going to say this line, and he didn't. I was like, oh, no, it's coming. And then sure enough, it did. But I was like, okay, thank God. I told everyone at the table, like, he's going to say this. He kind of faked me out. He added to it.
He's gonna do the thing. I promise.
He's going to do the thing. And then sure enough.
Yeah, dude, look, I'm right there with you, bro. We're riding the same train here. If it's not Charles Energy Johnson, which, like I said, they're probably not going to give him the nod that he deserves, there's one man. There's one man that is sitting atop the mountain, folks.
I'm happy, thank you! I'm happy, thank you! I'm happy, thank you!
That's the guy, bro.
Let's go.
He is happy, thank you. Okay?
He is happy, thank you.
Yeah, I'd love to see that fight, man. I think that'd be a damn good match. I think it'd be a very fun one. Rob Rex, let's go. It's the boys. Josh Van, Houston's first champ. Let's go. Doesn't feel too right, but we'll take those. One significant strike is dope. I saw 2, but I mean, either way, yeah, it's pretty fucking hilarious. Not as bad as me betting the over on strikes and there being 0 strikes landed between either guy in the fight. Remember when that happened? That was a good time, huh, guys? That was a really good time, huh?
Yeah, great take.
Great take. Look, we're not a betting show. Okay, we're a fun show. Lazy Bet, drinking a classic Christmas ale from Great Lakes Brewing Co. Let's go, brother. Hope it's delicious. I want to see Van defend immediately against anyone ready. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Houston's first champ, Myanmar's first champ from Southeast Asia, second youngest champ ever, can never take it away from the kid. Shout out Lazy Bet with the stats, always. Kenny Florian said it best on Anakin Florian this week. Practicing how to fall and properly take bumps is one of the most underrated skills in martial arts. 100%, bro. 100%. Even in like the fake wrestling, like WWE. Why do you think so many of these guys and gals get injured? It's because they don't know how to take a bump properly. Early stoppage, my guy. My guy. Useless. What's up, brother? Hope you're having a great day, my guy. Long time no see. Soy stoppage indeed. That first scramble showed that fight was going to be a banger. As much as I'll root for Van, I still always thought Cop was the dark horse and a bad matchup for Van. Cop would be a good match.
Yeah, he has a bout coming up, so if he can get it done, certainly throw him in the ring too. I like that.
Lazy Bed says, I know Olin remembers my prophecy. Van versus Taira, we're both going to win, and we're headed to Saitama Super Arena. Brother, you said it, and they already started talking about it. Dana was asked about it literally on Saturday at the post-fight presser. What is your interest in doing a fight in Japan? And he said, after tonight, very high. And they said, what is your interest in doing it in something like Saitama Super Arena? And he didn't say no. He was kind of blushing on the topic. We did manifest this, bro. We did manifest this, and I got to tell you, bro, there's only one thing that comes to mind.
I'm happy, thank you!
Let's go, brother.
I'm happy.
I'm happy, thank you! Chilling, buddy. Hope you and everyone else as well. Dude, we're definitely well. We hope everybody in the chat's having a great December so far. Van versus Pantoja equals Shogun versus Coleman. Oh. Sad. Sad. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many matches you can make. But Alessandro Pantoja, unfortunately, does not get a rematch. He is not part of that picture. He's probably going to have a lengthy little layoff for himself. Yes. And with that, we stay into the same weight class, Nano, but we find ourselves talking about two different dudes. We're talking about Brandon Moreno, the baby assassin, the assassin baby, the man who builds Legos and collects Funko Pops, the people's hero. And Tatsuro Taira, Mr.
I'm happy, thank you!
himself, folks. This guy's an absolute fucking beast. He's an absolute phenom. I think you could probably rewind the clip, Nano. You could probably look at the tape. And what you'll see is me saying I thought not only does he beat Brandon Moreno, but he does it inside the distance. He did exactly that, folks. He did exactly that. The combinations that he was landing on Brandon Moreno were just absolutely nasty work. He attempted 4 takedowns, landed one of those, and he outlanded Brandon Moreno 45-9 on total strikes and 28-9 on significant strikes. That is a 3-1 differential on significant strikes and almost a 5-1 differential on total strikes. The guy went out there and made a UFC legend look like a UFC amateur, like a debutant, and he sent to packing. There was a quick clip right before the final there, right before the finish, where he hit an overhand around, like wrapped it around the back of the head almost, or behind the ear, and then caught Moreno with an uppercut as he ducked his head down. And the timing, the shot selection, the sniper-like calculations that are running through this guy's head 1,000 miles a minute as he's having these fight sequences, it's just next level, bro. Like, you've heard me say it before, and I'll say it again. I didn't say it about this kid last time, but I'll say it about him now. I'm starting to think the best thing about Tatsuro Taira might just be his eyes. Like the things that he sees inside of the octagon in the middle of the fight, right? Like the way that he looks for these paths and these openings and these holes in the opposition. And not only does he look for these holes, but it's like Spidey sense, right? Like a lot of people think Spidey sense is OP, that it's broken, that he can dodge anything. No. As a comic book nerd, I'm here to tell you, Spidey sense only functions to the ability of the speed of the person wielding it. So if Spider-Man gets Spidey sense and he's getting fucked up by like Quicksilver, who has super speed, he's still getting fucked up by Quicksilver. He's not fast enough to dodge what's about to happen to him. He just gets a warning that, oh fuck, I'm in danger, right? The difference is Tatsuro Taira, he's faster than all the guys he fights, it looks. So when his Spidey sense is ringing and he's firing on all synapses upstairs, brother, the body is a well-oiled machine. It is an engine with pistons firing on all cylinders. There is not a fucking faulty mechanical cog in that whole setup, kid. I'm telling you, bro, this kid is the absolute future. I get excited every time he goes out there and makes that walk. And every time he does it, I tend to get more excited for the next one. This was no different. He went out there and beat a UFC legend. He did it in a masterful way. And I genuinely think a title shot is what's next for him.
Sheesh. Well, I mean, you said it all, brother. Great breakdown as always. And yeah, man, you've been riding the Tatsuro train for a while. Obviously, sound bites aside, those are all wins he's getting as well as he's getting those sound bites. And yeah, got to give credit where it's due. I was high on my Mexicanos. I'm still high on a Brandon Moreno. I'm not going to sit here and say it was a robbery in terms of the early stoppage. I mean, the reality of the situation is Tatsuro's a big, strong individual, and he did have Brandon compromised, and he did shell up, I believe, more than once. It really was just long enough. I think I may have personally would have wanted to see a little bit more, or maybe if I'm the ref, maybe I'm just talking to Brandon a little bit more. Hey, show me something. Show me something. I'm going to stop it. Show me something. You know, I'd give him a few counts, if you will, but even if he gets up or gets out of that really compromised position, I don't think I saw anything that would have told me otherwise that in terms of what would have happened for the rest of the fight. Let's call it what it is. Tatsuro is a guy, man. You know, he's fun, young, talented, like I said, really big as well. I think he matches up fantastic with Joshua Van if they do end up making that sooner rather than later. I mean, he didn't take any damage, right? Short of the weight cut itself. Both these guys are super young. I think it's a rare opportunity. You don't really get that often here in the UFC, so might as well take advantage and see what happens. But man, big night for the flyweight division here, that's for sure.
I mean, the guy is just a fucking phenom. I said it before. He has literally one loss on his professional record compared to the 9 of Brandon Moreno, and he had 6 less wins than Brandon Moreno going into the bout. Now he's just 5 behind him. And at this rate, I think he probably is going to catch up and outpace him. Lazy Bet said it himself. Brandon's only 31, but has lots of wear and tear on the tires. And he's starting to worry about him because the reaction time and speed are slipping, and that's death at 125. I can't help but disagree with you, Lazy Bet. As much of a Brandon Moreno fan as I am, I'm here to call a spade, right? It's no filter after all. And that's a lot of wear and tear on the tires, man. He has 9 professional losses, 23 professional wins, a lot of which were inside of the UFC octagon, and a lot of which were fucking wars that were very close. So those Davis and Figueiredo fights that he had, like they took years off of him. I am definitely worried about him. I don't know what's next for him, but I'm concerned. Alex Pip, y'all have a good night. Uncle Olin, Cernano, W Chat, God bless. Brother, thanks for popping in while you were awake, man. And
hey, you too.
Dude, thanks for sending the video of you playing the NF song on piano earlier. That shit was fucking fire, dude. Can't wait to keep seeing that come together. Alex Pip's fucking beast on piano, bro. I'll have to send you some of the links he sent me, some of the clips. With that being said, I mean, we've already talked about what should be next for Tatsuro Taira, right? Like, it's got to be title or bust, I feel like, at this point. And, I mean, that's pretty much it. However, as we move into this next fight, Nano, it's a bantamweight banger between Henry Cejudo and Payton Talbott. And man, oh man, a tornado blew across my room before you left. Is the best base for MMA doing kinky shit with Frank Ocean? I don't know. It just might be. Brother, this fight was a masterclass in every single sense of the word. Like, it's crazy because if you look at it on paper, 77-156 does not tell the story of what we witnessed. It makes it seem like this was a closer fight than Brandon Moreno versus Tatsuro Taira, which simply is not the case. It's not. Like, this was not a close fight. Dude got taken, an Olympic gold medalist got taken down in Fortnite emoted on by a homie that paints his nails. It was a tough one, bro. It was a tough one. But Henry Cejudo took him on the chin like a real champ. He didn't go down without a fight. And even until that very last second, no matter how far down in the fight he was, he did not stop swinging even for a second. He was always in the fight trying to land something back, to get something back, and fight his way back into that fight. And that's commendable, man. Is it weird that in defeat against Payton Talbott, I think Henry Cejudo may have earned more respect than he did when he beat Demetrius Johnson to win the belt?
No. Go down
Genuinely, I feel like more people are
talking.
talking positively about him today than they were then. It's crazy to me. The guy's a stud. He's been here for a very long time. He's done a lot in the sport. And Payton Talbott just went out there and put it the fuck on him. We said that the reach, the size in general was going to be a problem, and that if the Olympian was not able to get it to the mat, it was going to be a fucking long night for him. He attempted 7 takedowns, landed 1. His opponent attempted 5 and landed 3. That's embarrassing. That's sad. That made me feel about the same as watching John Jones get a takedown on Daniel Cormier and Daniel Cormier not get a takedown on John Jones. It wasn't good times. It was not good times. But this, pretty good times because I actually do like Payton Talbott at least. I don't know, man. I thought this was a phenomenal fight, but nothing really stood out to me that was crazy different except for the fact that Talbott has grown significantly. He has just really come into his own. He's still a kid. And Nano, I mean, as I take this little extra shot here and pass the baton to you, I got to ask, am I crazy for saying that Payton Talbott versus Petr Yan would be a fucking fun match?
Ooh. I mean, it definitely would be. Not
folks.
necessarily deserving, but salute to all y'all. I would say this. I mean, it's, Payton Talbott is definitely living up to the name, living up to the hype. I think we all knew what this was, sort of a passing of the torch, but I don't think any of us saw it going down in that style. Like this guy, Triple C, man, he wore his heart on his sleeve, went down swinging. I think it's just a good example of the game evolving and why there's weight classes and, Father Time always being undefeated, right? Because, a prime Cejudo and a Payton Talbott of today would have made for a much grittier matchup, way back when. But here and now, it was Triple C's time. He laid it all out there. And again, that's super commendable. And Payton Talbott, I mean, he's every bit as good as he deserves. I think he obviously has the notoriety, and maybe that's why he has the ranking next to him now, currently at 12, tied with the Vinicius Oliveira. But when you look at everyone in that top 15, I guess he's certainly deserving. He's entered the chat. And I think for him, it is, to your point, like showing the improvement in some of those areas of his game where he needed to show improvement. And that was the wrestling. Obviously, that loss to Barcelo certainly lit a fire in his ass. But other than that, he's been looking fantastic. The striking, the power, everything's there. Yeah, man, hell of a performance and great homage to Triple C. Got a cool video in there. And I think he even mentioned, or Payton Talbott gave him his flowers for saving the flyweight division, which, if for all you new fans on the block, you may not remember, there was a day and age where flyweight was not a thing, and nor was it not going to ever be a thing, just based on the eyeballs or lack thereof, Mighty Mouse leaving. But Henry Cejudo put the team on his back, carried the torch, was double champion in flyweight and active in bantam as well. So I might have mixed up the divisions, but either way, Olympic champion as well. Absolute stud, man. Love to see the good ones go out on their shield like that. Obviously not getting his hand raised, but again, pains him. In terms of what's next, I don't know if the title makes sense. But
I'm steamrolling him. I was being wishful thinking, obviously.
Yeah, I love it though. I love it. I mean, hey, why not, right? I think that's, given the name power, we've seen the Sugar Sean effect of these types of situations. And heck, maybe even a Sugar Sean potentially if he wins. That'd be a fun matchup.
The puns here are so good. I mean, this is award-winning stuff.
Oh,
Payton
dude.
shored up the vast, gaping ocean of a hole in his grappling. My God, way to be frank, huh? See what I did there?
Lazy bed's on it.
I've been saying that joke for 2 days now, and it's still not old. My God, I don't think it ever will be, man.
Nah. You can find one.
Oh, dude, Rob Rex cooking with fire today, my guy. Rob Font or David Martinez? Payton coming up with some killers. Now, I think the David Martinez fight makes a lot of sense. Rob Font, also another good fight. Rob Font's just got a jab, though. Like, I love it. It's probably the best jab in mixed martial arts, but it's all he's got. I mean, Payton, once he gets past the jab,
yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know, man. And he just beat Triple C. Like, I feel like that would almost feel like a step down. And David Martinez is a great fight, like from a meritocracy standpoint, from a ranking standpoint, etc., what have you. I think that one makes a lot of sense. But I also think Deiveson Figueiredo is about to lose a fight to Umar Nurmagomedov. He wants a striker. Deiveson is definitely more of a striker. I don't know, man. I think
I like one of the losers. Yeah, I like that. I wouldn't be mad at it.
This isn't wrong either. Lazy Bet said he liked Talbot shouts for Cheeto or Zahabi. I like Cheeto better than Zahabi.
Cheeto would be sick. Yeah, Cheeto would be sick. Yeah, personally. Great shout.
Sometimes he's frank, sometimes he's earnest.
And shout out also Raiders. Let's
Raiders.
go.
My guy. It's been a tough season. Imagine being a Saints fan on top of that. Not great then.
Seen better days.
Seen better days. Speaking of seeing better days, my goodness, Jan Blachowicz versus Bogdan Guskov. They've both seen better days. 98 to 100 on total strikes, 84 to 80 on significant strikes, 0 to 0 on takedowns. Both got a knockdown, 1 for 1 on that. I mean, this was a razor thin fight. I thought maybe Bogdan had done just enough to win, but when they called it a draw, I got to tell you, like, I was sad, but I wasn't angry. You know, it didn't feel wrong. Felt like maybe the right call. I just wasn't happy with it. Nano. I'm gonna keep it with that. I'm not gonna break down a ton on this fight. I think if we learned anything, it's that Bogdan Guskov has pop and spring in his punches for at least 2 rounds and nothing more, nothing less. And that Jan is, no matter how old, 42, 40, 39, don't matter. He's still a killer. He's still somebody you got to worry about in there. He's not gonna make it easy for you, right? And I was wrong. I thought he was gonna go out there and get finished. He did not get finished. I digress. So I shouldn't have done that extra shot because I actually do have one to do on this one. So I'll go ahead and pour that up in honor of Raider also joining the chat here.
Let's go.
Hopefully you pour one up with me, brother.
I guess it's not a loss. I mean, it's a draw. Neither of us saw that coming 100%. I guess.
The issue is I was very bullish on the fact that I thought Bogdan was going to be the first guy to finish Jan.
Yeah. It's just such
boy,
a
that aged fight. Like milk.
Such a Jan way to go out. It's a fuck another draw. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Cheers, folks.
Give someone the nod. Salute. Or even something like this, like in this scenario, I wouldn't mind like instead of a 5-minute round, maybe like a 2 or 3 minute round, and it's just like a
boxing rounds
deciding just like a quick, hey, winner of this round takes it. You got 3 minutes to work, and just leave it there because the draws are so frustrating. But yeah, I mean, overall, it was a solid fight. Good back and forth. Felt more like a spine match at times, but I thought Jan did enough. I'm interested to hear you say Bogdan. I feel like that is probably the more common theme, is that maybe Bogdan did enough. But I feel like Jan maybe just the more notable name, maybe just leaning him to start or leading into the fight was rooting for Jan. But yeah, just another Jan fight, man. Freaking draw. It's crazy. Bogdan, yeah, get your cardio game up, brother. What are we doing? It's the big leagues. Come on now. Other than that, it's all about overall.
Solid battle. Not going to play matchmaker for either one of them. I mean, neither guy got to win, right? So with that being said, we move on into Grant Dawson versus Manuel Torres. Nano, this one went about exactly as we anticipated it going. We love KGD Grant Dawson, but we also saw it going the way it did. So Nano, I'll let you take the lead on this one. What were your thoughts on Manuel Torres' performance? What stood out to you most?
That he's every bit as good as we thought he was, right? I mean, this is kind of that I'm here moment, and he went out there and took care of business. I have a lot of respect for Grant Dawson. Thought he was going to have a little bit more for him, even just in terms of the chin or being able to mix it up. Thought we'd see a little bit more exchanges, but no. Manuel El Loco Torres might as well be the Tasmanian devil in that motherfucker. I mean, I swear, man, he is. Sorry, I watch my words here. No, man, I mean, he's every bit as good as we think. I mean, he's big for the division, in my opinion. He's long, and he knows how to use his range, and he is a violent son of a gun. He wants to go out there and put your lights out. And I think we could all appreciate that kind of style in terms of someone that's looking to finish his opponent. And as soon as he sees an opportunity, he's an explosive athlete, goes out there and gets it done. I mean, sheesh is what I have to say, man. He put in some nasty work on our boy Grant Dawson, and I have no problem giving him a top 15er. Let's call it what it is. I mean, why not? Why not him? You know, for Ziam is currently just hopping in there. So is he at a 13. I mean, you could definitely square them off. Just a top 15er between the two, or if you want to throw him in with the big dogs, Beneil Dariush coming off a loss, Michael Chandler hasn't fought in forever, Benoit Saint-Denis. I mean, come on. The fights are endless, but he is definitely every bit of deserving of that ranking. But talk to me, brother. How'd you feel about it, and what do you think's next for El Loco Manuel Torres?
Yeah, I mean, for El Loco Manuel Torres, I thought he looked absolutely incredible out there, right? He only landed one more strike than Grant Dawson, but if you were watching the fight, it didn't feel that way, right? Like his opponent attempted 2 takedowns, both were very lackluster. You could tell that he was just trying to shoot in, and it's tough when you're just trying to shoot in to stop what's happening to you on the feet. And it was evident that that's exactly what was happening. So this guy, Manuel Torres, like he's got fucking power, bro. It seems like he's got power in both hands. He can knock you out damn near anywhere the fight takes place. And I mean, that's a problem, bro. Like being able to do that to somebody like KGD is no easy task, in my opinion. So the dude is ranked now. I'd like to see him fight somebody like a Mateusz Gamrot, or I mean, everybody else is pretty much matched up, and Dana White keeps saying that they're going to make Arman Tsarukyan work his way for that title. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Right. Yeah, sure thing, Dana. We're on to you, buddy.
I'm just saying, bro. I mean, like, if you look at who's ahead of him, Hinato Moicano, I don't think he takes that fight. Beneil Dariush would not be smart to take that fight. Rafael is fighting Rufy. Benny St. Denis fighting Hooker. Let's see. Mateus Gamrot's open, which is why I said him. Patty Pimblett's fighting Gaethje. Charles Oliveira's fighting Max Holloway. Justin Gaethje's maxed up. Charles is matched up, and that brings us to number 2, Arman Tsarukyan. After the handful of wins he's putting together, like, you're not fighting down. So let the man fight up. Let the man fight. With that, we move on to the lightweight division, or rather stay in the lightweight division for an absolute crazy, psychotic banger of a matchup. We had Chris Duncan coming in here against Terrence McKinney. Chris Duncan hurts Terrence McKinney. Terrence McKinney looks like he's hurting Chris Duncan back. And then Terrence McKinney just does more of the same and ends up ultimately finishing this fight via submission. Just nasty scenes by the problem, and he is exactly what the nickname says. He is a problem. He lands the Anaconda choke in just 2.5 minutes in the very first round. And I mean, definitely a performance to hang your hat on, because, or write home about, because, man, Terrence McKinney is typically a tough out, right? Like, he's just explosive and chaotic. You don't know what he's going to throw next. That makes him a tough, scary opponent for anybody. But Chris Duncan went out there, and I don't want to say he made it look easy, but man, he made it look pretty damn clean. 53-31 on total strikes, 38-31 on significant strikes, 1 for 2 on takedowns at a 50% clip, and then to land the Anaconda the way in which he did. Let's fucking go. Nano! What were your thoughts, man? Did you learn anything?
I guess not anything necessarily new. I definitely enjoyed it. Just as a fan, it was a classic throwback bout between two old school gangsters going out there and just slugging it out. It was an absolute crazy pace. It was everything that we would expect to see in a T-Rex fight and a KGD fight, but KGD went out there and got the submission win, which we did call. That was one of our parlays that unfortunately did not cash due to that main event outcome. But yeah, that was every bit of what we thought it was going to be. Absolute chaos until somebody ended up needing the referee to wake them up. And that was unfortunately T-Rex. Didn't lose any stake in my book. I love anyone that's willing to go out there, put on a show, and leave it all out there, literally. But yeah, KGD is solid, man, able to weather the storm. Like you said, he was weathered and beaten and waddled, but got his hand raised, found the choke, got it done. Stay cool, calm, collected, as true KGD agent would. I like it, man. In terms of what's next, we just talked about the whole top 15 and how everyone's matched up with everyone. So not necessarily looking good for our boy KGD, but do you have any names top of mind?
I mean, for KGD, right, like, he's a really strong and stout lightweight, but the lightweight division is just one of these things. Not KGD. You say KGD. It's Chris Duncan. The problem. But yeah, for the problem, I mean, realistically, it might make sense for him to fight the guy that we just confused him for, KGD, or maybe Iron Mike Chandler. I think that'd be a very fun one.
That would make sense. And yeah, I think the Chris Duncan definitely led me to the, I guess, CD, GD. Must got my syllables mixed up. That's on me.
It happens, bro. It happens, bro.
I love that sound,
best of us.
I think that's a good one.
I definitely, yeah. I feel like it's a solid match. I think they're both at the right place as far as kind of trajectory and where they line up right now. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a fun banger of a match. And with that, we'll move on into another banger of a match. It was Maycee Barber sporting those new fight shorts. You know what I'm saying? Coming in here against Karine Silva. I thought Karine Silva was going to get it done. It was wrong. I was wrong on this one, folks. This is one of the ones that I was actually very confident in. Actually going through right now. The rest of them I got wrong. Was I shot bets on those? No. Yeah, I think it's the last one. Boom. Look at that. I'm gonna pour that up. And Nano, tell the people, I'll let you take the lead on this one. Maycee Barber. What do you think, bro? You still think she's the future?
I guess the future has arrived, right? A little bit of Ian Machado, Gary shade there, naturally. Another just cringy fighter that it's hard for me to root for, but she's getting it done, right? I think partially was rooting for Karine Silva. Thought she has all the tools. Thought it was her time, but Maycee has that kind of style. It's a little unique. It's unorthodox, but she gets it done, right? With the meats and potatoes, and then really just able to edge out her opponent as the fight went on. The pace, the amount of striking, the takedowns, like just a good, well-rounded performance. And I just was hoping Karine would make it a little more messy. I was hoping she'd get Maycee moving backwards, maybe have more responses on the defensive side of things. But got to give credit where it's due. Maycee's a stud, and she's going to continue to win. You got to feel for her. I think she was even emotional after that win. It was good to see, but not ideal as we do our shot here and end up reaping what we sow. But shout out WMC as well. We see you.
Yeah, definitely good job not taking that profile pic, Bet. I told you I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm trying to build a brand here, bro. I'm going to change my profile picture. You're going to end up sending me a picture of like Bilal Muhammad photoshopped with a pink cowboy hat or some shit to change my profile picture to for a month. Not doing it. Not doing it, bro.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. We already have a guy in our group chat that has a profile picture of Bilal Muhammad because of that. Cheers.
Salud.
As I happily take my shot, I will say it. Look, Maycee Barber looked good out there, man, in more ways than one. Okay, folks. The new fight shorts are definitely a great improvement to the sport. And Maycee's shown improvements as well in her own right. 3 for 5 on takedowns, 55 out of 85 significant strikes, 89 out of 130 thrown total strikes, and 89 to 57 on total strikes in terms of Maycee over Karine, and 55 to 21 in terms of significant strikes. Like, she outclassed her everywhere. More total strikes, more significant strikes, more takedowns. More takedowns attempted, more significant strikes attempted, more total strikes attempted. She was just a more active fighter. And I think sometimes when it's fairly matched up or evenly matched up kind of bout, it tends to just be the person who's willing to go out there and work harder that wins the fight. And I think that's what we saw in Maycee Barber. So good on her. What should be next for her at women's flyweight? Gotta think Alexa Grasso or Natalia Silva make a lot of sense.
Yeah. They do. Do you think they run a Blanchfield back with Maycee? Do you think they'll run that? I know that was pretty close.
They could. They could also just be like super lazy and either give her Grasso, who needs an opponent and hasn't had one in some time, or give her the loser of Rose Namajunas versus Natalia Silva.
I could do that. I'm seeing if Maycee fought Manon. That'd be a good one too. She doesn't have a dance partner. Manon Field.
That's not a terrible bet. I probably would have got more followers if I'd have known that. Put a picture of Maycee Barber as my profile picture. And then when people are like, "You're not even a chick," I'd be like, "I lost a bet." And it'd be like self-deprecating fun, you know?
Like, oh,
I'm gonna say yes next time you say it, as long as it's a WMMA fight.
Compromised. Me in the middle.
Be in the middle. Be in the middle, brother. Or I'll make you I'll bet you on profile picture bets on the next fight, but the loser will have to put a picture of Maycee Barber on their profile, regardless of who's fighting. Oh man. No. I was wrong about this next one. I'm glad I didn't bet a shot on it. I was definitely sad about it though. I said it was going to be close. I said it was going to be razor thin, and I think it was not that at all. Firas Ziam went in there against Nazim Sadikov, and holy fuck, man. Nazim, he's so good, but he just didn't. He just didn't do his thing on Saturday, like at all. Firas, the smile killer. They should call him the dream killer or the game plan killer because he just shuts people's brains off when he's in there, even if he doesn't TKO him at first. I mean, he usually does there at the end, right? Even when there's 1 second left in the second fucking round when he does it. But, Manowitz. He just negated everything that Nazim did. The reach was truly too much, and the way that Firas uses the reach is even worse. He fights with that kind of bladed karate style almost, and it's so hard to penetrate, bro. It's like if your girlfriend's wearing a chastity belt, you know what I mean? Like, good luck, kid. You're not getting in there, right? Even if you have the key, like she's moving around, she's like, "You're never gonna get this," fucking hitting you with the Borat lines and shit. That's what it felt like for Firas Ziam. I mean, bad jokes aside, right? I just feel like Nazim could not get in. He couldn't penetrate the defense to save his life. He landed 4 significant strikes to 31, Nano, before getting pieced up in that finale. I mean, I usually say, what did you learn? What stood out to you? I'm going to change up the questioning here. I'm going to say this. Before you give your breakdown, what could Nazim Sadikov have done differently, or what do you wish he would have done differently out there on Saturday?
Yeah, I think he should have tried to have more emphasis on closing the distance with the Firas Ziam. To be honest, I mean, as I'm replaying the fight in my head, I mean, really, it just felt like he wasn't physical enough. He was getting thrown around. He didn't have an answer for the clinch, didn't have an answer for the takedowns. Once he got on his back, he just looked absolutely lost. I think I would have liked to have seen more urgency, but more importantly, close off the octagon, take away as many of his weapons as you can. Don't let him, get at range. But to be honest, it was the close range strike that did the real damage and was just absolute monstrous when it comes to those elbows to the side. I mean, that was just looking to be vicious to your opponent and being an opportunistic person as well. Like, you see an opening, you seize it, and that kind of instinct and just the willingness to throw something like that. Obviously, you drill it in a bunch, and you watch a lot of cool movies. You see some crazy stuff like that, but no, he goes out there and does it. And yeah, that was absolutely phenomenal. But to answer your question more directly, again, I'd reiterate the urgency piece, and yeah, maybe go to Dagestan 2-3 years and forget, because we know he can strike well, but man, I mean, he just got completely outclassed on all facets. And I think that opened up because he was trying to get back up right after being exhausted, having his back taken, probably lost some confidence, and you get caught slipping with a violent guy in Firas Ziam. I mean, that's really what stood out to me to answer maybe your what would have been original question there. Firas Ziam is just every bit of good as we think and more. His violence is what stands out to me. And we saw someone like Manuel Torres go out there and do it as well. Maybe do just put both these guys in there. They're both top 15 now. They both want to absolutely scrap. They're both pretty big for the lightweight division, tall, gangly type. But as you may know, maybe even firsthand, those guys tend to have a lot of power in those punches, even though they're not necessarily little muscle mouses. But yeah, man, it was just not the best performance from Nazim. Maybe you call it a bad day in the office, but he'll bounce back. He's certainly talented enough to go out there and make the adjustments needed, but I think he just ran into an absolute buzzsaw in a Firas Ziam. And in terms of what's next, if it ain't Manuel Torres, I think it's about the money. Give him money, Moicano. Come on. He's one of the only last people that doesn't have a fight in the top 15. Yeah, make it happen, Dana. Say less.
I love it, man. I love it, love it, love it. I have 3 names on the tip of my tongue, and they're all M's, brother. We got Manuel El Loco Torres. We got Money Moicano. And we got Mateos Gamer. Gamro. I mean, brother, give this man anything. That was just a fun ass fight. Like, give him whoever he wants. This is funny as fuck. Lazy Bet said, shout out to the UFC for making Jason Herzog wear the referee cam all night. Had to keep an eye on him. Oh my gosh.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this, but that guy, Harry Mack, that was posting all the FBI leaks and stuff, the one that said, Jason Herzog was being investigated by the FBI, and then Jason Herzog proceeded to not referee a single fight in the month of November, and everyone's like, oh my God, the FBI are investigating him. That's why he got pulled from all the fight duties. Yeah, if you're a seasoned veteran or a journalist or just somebody that has journalistic integrity, you can go back and look, and you can see that for the last 3+ years, Jason Herzog has not reffed a fight in the month of November. That is the month that he takes off across his very busy calendar year to spend with family. It had nothing to do with that. And in other news, again, journalistic integrity, if you do your digging, you do your due diligence, your research, you would also know that that kid, Harry Mack, that's been posting all those things, he was served a subpoena and is getting sued by Jason Herzog for defamation of character and false information being promoted online. Sorry, bro. Sorry.
Sheesh, I missed all that.
Lazy Bet said the defamation suit Herzog issued against Harry is bogus. How so? It is a major defamation of character. If there is no constitutional evidence that he is being investigated on over 100 fights, the way that he worded it, no, I wish it was the rapper Harry Mack. They just have the same name. When I sent my significant other the thing that Harry Mack, the MMA guy, posted, she's like, holy shit, he raps and watches MMA. This guy's amazing. Yeah, no, not the same guy. But look, he literally worded it as if the UFC was being investigated for over 100 fights, and Jason Herzog specifically was being investigated for a large brunt of those fights. If he's not being investigated for at least a quarter of those fights, that is defamation of character. That is falsifying information. And that is fucked up. It's just fucked up, bro. Making the walk. What up, Jax? How you doing, man? Long time no see. Match Ziam up with Chandler. Anything to get Iron Mike out of the rankings. Oh, I love that. I do love that. It's the part about 100 of fights have been flagged. Is that what he's suing him for? It's not even for the defamation of character stuff? Oh, absolutely. Get cool and sub to Making the Walk. Let's go. Thanks for shouting him out there in the chat, WMC. Appreciate that, brother. That's why you carry the wrench and you carry it well. It's the part about hundreds of fights that have been flagged. That's wild. That's what he's suing him for? Because I thought that part was proven to be true. Either way, there is definitely a defamation of character case there.
Sheesh. Something going on with our smoke.
It's heavy stuff, bro. I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you with all that.
Well, we're in the know. Snow filter,
Didn't mean to do it to him. You know what I'm saying? So with that, folks, let's go ahead and move into these fucking early prelims because we had a banger in here. We're gonna get to it in just 2 short fights. So we start off in the middleweight division for a bout between Marvin Vettori and Brunno. We don't talk about Brunno Fajeda. Coming in here in the middleweight division, Nano. One man landed 90 strikes, the other landed 77. One man landed 88 significant strikes, the other man 77. One man got 1 takedown, the other man won. Neither man had a submission attempt credited to them. Neither man had a knockdown. How did the guy with 77 strikes and significant strikes, lower in both of the stat thresholds, win the fight? Nano, do you think the judges got this one wrong or right?
Oh, yeah, this was a tough one from a judging perspective. I felt like it could have gone either way, and we did see a draw on the same exact card. Maybe this could have warranted the same exact outcome, but I was leaning Brunno going into this fight. I was hoping he was going to go and get it done. So I was looking at it with rose-colored glasses. Certainly thought he did enough to go out there and get his hand raised, but when you break down the punches like you just did, it certainly paints a picture that it was much closer than that, right? I mean, and man, I don't know if this is some sort of eyeball test or what the factor was, because it was Martin putting it on in that third round, which you can, I kind of, again, splitting hairs, like I felt like it was close, and the differential was super close. But I did think
Marvin outlanded him in all 3 rounds.
Yeah.
In significant and total strikes. Like, I don't understand this one, bro. Like, genuinely, maybe I'm an idiot, dude. Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm just going to break it down for you real quick. Round 1, okay? Significant strikes, 27-25. Marvin Vettori. Total strikes, 28-25. Marvin Vettori. Accuracy, 55 to 53%. Marvin Vettori. Control time, 4 seconds to 2 seconds. Guess who? You guessed it. Spoiler alert. It's Marvin fucking Vettori. And then we move into round 2, 31-30. Marvin Vettori. Total strikes. Significant strikes, 31-30. Marvin Vettori. Both guys went zeros, goose egg on their takedowns, but the difference is Marvin Vettori attempted 1. His opponent attempted 2 and went up 0 for 2. Both guys end up with 0 control time as a result. So again, if you tell me that you don't want to judge this round because it's a 1 strike differential and nothing else happened, Nano, cool. It's a 9-9 round. Like, you've heard me say this out off the podcast, and I'll say it on the podcast. I think there needs to be somebody advocating, outside of us, obviously, for there to be draw rounds. Like, we have the 10-9 must system. It's a fucking bullshit system. If it's a draw round, why is there a 10-9 must? Why do I have to draw a line in the sand and say, well, you won this round? He didn't. He didn't win the fucking round. It was a draw.
Yeah, it could be a push. Yeah.
It was a draw round. And if that's the case, again, even if it has to be a 10-9 must system, 1 strike difference, nothing else is different, Marvin Vettori won the round. Round 3, 30-22, Marvin Vettori. 31-22 on significant or total strikes, Marvin Vettori. Takedowns, 1 for 1 for Marvin Vettori, 1 for 4 for Brunno Ferreira. 1 minute and 4 seconds of control time to 3 seconds of control time. All stats in favor of one Italian stallion, Marvin fucking Vettori. Like, it's funny because when I was watching this fight, I said, like, okay, no matter who they raise the hand of, it'll be okay. It's not going to be a robbery. It was a close fight. It was a close enough fight. Then I rewatched it. Then I read the stats, and I'm like, okay. If we can't figure it out when it's a close fight, like, what's the fuck? Like, this is the problem. This is why we have this conversation 1 out of every 2 fucking reaction videos. Right? So it's a problem. I'm tired of having this conversation. I don't want to keep rehashing it. Like, we need more judges in there. We need more rules, and we just need a more clear understanding of damaging shots, significant strikes. Because as of right now, it's all up to interpretation, bro. It's like beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder. So I'm not about it. LazyBet said it's discrepancy over flagged versus investigated. Harry said the fights were flagged. Herzog is upset over false claims of investigation. Okay, gotcha. I thoroughly didn't enjoy this fight. There's no fear factor of Marvin Vettori, and he's immune to knockouts. I mean, that's fair, Jax. That's fair, making the walk. Sudden death rounds. I'm not mad at that either, bro. They do it in tough, and it's a great thing. People love it. We all pray for it. I don't know about you, but if I'm watching tough, and Nano, please, like, tell me if you're guilty of this too. I'm sure you are. If I'm watching tough, especially if I know we're doing a live reaction show right after it wraps up, as soon as they start announcing the fighters' names, I'm hitting up on my little D-pad on the controller to see how much time is left in the episode. Because then I'm like, sudden death round. Let's go.
Yeah,
it's like, we got 5 minutes left. It doesn't even make it past the first fucking round. Like, who's it going to be?
Yeah.
And then if it's 15 minutes left, I'm like, we got a fucking war, baby.
Yeah, I had the same exact thought every single time.
Every fucking time. LazyBet said another interesting tidbit is that Harry spent 7 years as a paralegal and he ran all his tweets by multiple lawyers before he ever broke any. Oh, okay. So he's ready. He's got that diplomatic immunity set up. And an odd piece of connective tissue. Crone Gracie, who was on Ariel Hawani today, shout out, I saw the interview, fights for the featherweight title at VFL in New York City this weekend. The promoter for VFL, Harry Mack. Oh my God.
Oh, jeez.
That's is actually that's a very ironic and weird piece of connective tissue, Lazy. And I appreciate you for tying that bow on it for us. Oh man. Nano, I don't know, man. What do you see next for Brunno Ferreira?
I I mean, it's tough, right? I mean, I don't think, you necessarily are glaring about the victory, and rightfully so. But I guess, he is still in the top 15. Or no, he's not in the top 15. But he did beat Gregory Rodriguez. I mean, I hate to do it to you, but he's going to have to fight someone in the top 15, right? I think that's the only logical thing that's next for a Brunno Ferreira, being a Marvin Vettori, who was historically ranked for quite some time. Maybe a Paulo Costa, a little secret juice, or Roman Dolidze, to be honest. That's the one that's sticking out to me. Probably go Roman first off, and then secret juice, Paulo Costa, secondary to that. What do you think, brother?
I'm not mad at those. I like the secret juice call out for sure, bro. I think secret juice versus fucking Brunno Ferreira would be a very, very fun bout. That's the one that gets my my nipples hard.
Hell yeah. Mission accomplished, baby.
I'll tell you what got my nipples the opposite of hard. Soft and flaccid. We're talking about a lightweight bout between Edson Barboza and Jalin Turner. I liked Edson Barboza in this one. I wasn't bullish enough to bet a shot on it, but god damn it, I'm going to pour one for him anyway because I think it's probably time for the man to retire. No, I genuinely think it might be. He had a hell of a run. Good old Edson Barboza. Hey, if you've been watching MMA for more than 8 years, who doesn't remember the Terry Adam spinning back wheel kick knockout that left a man twitching on the floor like a robot having a fucking malfunction? Error. I mean, the guy has just had some genuine pivotal moments in the sport, and he made leg kicking and spinning back wheel kicking and combining the two, leg kick to spinning back wheel kick combo, right? Just like that, off the side, leg kick, spinning back wheel kick off the other side. He made them cool. He made them functional. In the very same way that Anthony Showtime Pettis made the Showtime kick a functional thing, right? But all that just to say, and I won't even say it myself. I'll just read a comment instead, because how can I say it any better? WMC, shout out the chat, said it himself. Jalin is back. And dare I say, his nickname is the Tarantula, and I found out on Saturday that motherfucker still got venom in the fangs. We all know what. Do you know why he retired? No, I don't know. But I feel like the rest of us know. So I'm going to tell you just in case you forgot. He retired, right? Because after knocking the fuck out of King Bobby Green, to the point to where Bobby Green went on podcast after that and was like, man, I thought the ref's job was to protect the fighters. That guy did a terrible job. He should be fired. He took years off my life by not stopping that fight any earlier. Jalin Turner felt bad for that. He went to therapy for that. He felt like he didn't want to inflict physical damage on people anymore because of that. Whatever he was going through, man, he must have had a good therapist, because that motherfucker likes hurting people again, kid. He went out there and put that shit on it, brother. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a dick, but
that's a very true statement. I mean, I think you're right on all accounts there.
He straight up said, like, I don't want to hurt anybody ever again. I don't want to hurt anybody. And like, you're a deadly motherfucker, and that people know your backstory when after you do what he did to Edson Barboza, to someone, a legend like Edson Barboza comes up and says, hey man, don't feel bad. It is what it is. This is the fight game. All glory to God. Good luck. You did great. Don't feel bad. Like, Edson Barboza said that. I don't know if you saw that after the fight. I was like, babe, do you see what he's saying to him right now? This is insane. Do you know the lore here? He's like, hey,
that's amazing. Yeah.
It's like Muay Thai clinch, essentially, like talking to him like fucking father-son status. He's like, hey, don't feel bad.
Okay.
Did you beat the fuck out of me? Yeah. Did you take 3 years off my life? Possibly, maybe 5.
Okay.
Don't feel bad though. You did your job.
You
might win. You might win a bonus for this. Great job.
Proud of you, boy.
Brother, like, that was so good, dude. Turner found Christ and decided to start a crusade. Brother is sending bodies to heaven now. He's like, I found God. He told me he wants me to send him some soldiers. I said, I know a few strong men that I can send your way.
I got just the guys in mind. Oh, man.
He's like, I got about 5 left on my contract, and let me tell you, I'm sending you at least 4 of them. Dude, TRTV tour was super religious too. There's definitely a correlation. Making the walk. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but me and my boys, have a nickname for TRT Vitor Belfort, just to, to keep it short. We just call him the TRT Rex. You know what I'm saying? Fa, 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 fa. He doesn't even need range. He just fucking blitzes in with this shit. It's ridiculous, bro. It's redundant, and it works. Like that knockout that he had, I forget who the knockout was over. God, I feel sorry for that guy. But I remember he was wearing boxing shoes. And I just remember seeing a grown man in shoes in an octagon just blitz forward and bop, 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 bop. And I thought he killed a grown man that night. Turns out he didn't. He just heavily concussed that grown man. It's different. It is different. And with that being said, folks, I do have my shot poured out for Edson Barboza, the absolute fucking legend, the phenom. And man, if I'm being completely honest, call it a spade here, Nano. I hope he hangs him up. It's been one hell of a career, and if that's it, it's truly been more than enough. Edson Barboza, cheers to you, brother. And now, a quick moment of silence for Edson Barboza and Henry Cejudo, who, with any hope, we don't see in the UFC octagon again. All right, folks. On that note, we move on into what I think may be the craziest minute and a half of mixed martial arts I've ever seen in my entire life. No, I haven't smoked cigarettes in many, many years. And I can honestly tell you the first thing that came out of my mouth after this fight wrapped up was, holy fuck, I need a cigarette right now. Like, you have really good sex and you're like, fuck, I need a smoke, dog. Like, that was wild. I just need a minute to like breathe it in, That's how I felt after this fight. I needed a smoke. I needed a back massage. I needed marijuana. I needed 15 shots. I needed anything to just make me breathe and stop hyperventilating because of what I just witnessed. A minute and 30 seconds, bro. A minute and 29, if we're being completely honest here. And 3 knockdowns. No, that is an average, for those of you that are bad at math, of a knockdown every 30 seconds or less.
Let's go.
Every half a minute, one of these two guys, guy A or guy B, my hands are guys right now, are getting dropped, are getting crumbled, are getting over or underwatered, and they're just frail, just fucking dying flowers out there, brother. Jesus Christ, bro. Like, I joked last week and said it was Ewo versus Ebo. Loser has to change his name to Steve. I'm all in, bro. Ebo Aslan is now Steve Washington after fucking Saturday night, dog. Like, he's got to change his name. He's not Russian anymore, wherever the fuck he's from. Now he's from fucking Columbus, Ohio, or wherever the fuck, random American city. It was nasty, bro. Oh, making the walk, Jax. I almost want to send you a fucking stream link to get you on the show right now just to talk about this. Because what an asshole for even bringing this into the conversation.
That's the best fight ever. Czech Congo versus Pat Barry. You're a sicko for knowing that, and I love it. Because that's definitely my favorite fight of all time. Well documented. Wow. Nostalgia. Watching that with my pops and my brother, that was absolute insanity. And pretty similar, honestly. Similar pace.
Can I tell you that was the third UFC fight I ever showed Mary?
Oh, shoot. That's setting the bar pretty high.
I remember her like jumping off. That was the one that made her jump off the couch. And she's like, oh my God, he has to stop the fight. He's dying. And I was like, just watch. Just keep watching. So.
Oh, it was fantastic.
To answer this question, making the walk, I've got to tell you, Ebo versus Ebo was better than Czech Congo versus Pat Barry. I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. Because the same number of knockdowns happened and more than triple the amount of strikes. And it happened in a minute and 10 seconds less. So you had one fight that was 2 minutes and 39 seconds that had 22 total strikes landed. Okay? Are you following, Nano? Versus another fight that was a minute and 10 seconds less. So instead of 2 minutes and 39 seconds, we're talking a minute 29 seconds. And instead of 22 strikes landed, you have almost 60. Oh, and the guys weigh fucking 205. Right? Like, I get it. It was a heavyweight event for Chet Congo and Pat Barry, so they're even bigger guys. But these guys are light heavyweights. They are 205ers. They are in shape. They're not just big guys that couldn't cut the weight and we're like, let's fuck each other up. Let's go. Like, they're performance peak athletes, and they're like, I think it may have been DC that said it, right? At one point during the live commentary, he said, this is not a UFC fight. This is a bar fight between two UFC trained fighters. And that's accurate. Like, those guys were hitting each other like one of them grabbed the other chick's ass in the fucking bar after they'd both had 16 shots. Yet we're still somehow completely coherent enough to keep their strike form.
Yeah, I was say they somehow got better with the shots.
Sorry for the long-winded fucking comparison there.
Fantastic.
I feel like it's apropos.
Yeah, very apropos. Fantastic. Right on brand. I love it.
More hooks in this fight than a messy tackle box is a good fucking line, bro.
Oh, that's merch right there. I like that a lot.
Let's go. Midnight smoke right now. Let's go, bro. Same, Uncle. Dude, I'm telling you, I needed a smoke after that. I didn't have any cigarettes, so I popped in a Zen, and then I smoked a fucking blunt, you know? Andrew Nance, what's up, brother? Hope you're having a great fucking night. Headed to work.
Hands to make it, damn. What's up?
Oh, brother. Some of us slave during the day, but this guy's fucking slaving while we sleep away. Let's get it, Andrew Nance. Love to see you in the chat, man. 6 knockdowns between the both of them in 89 seconds is crazy. But, like, come on, dude. Like, these guys were dropping the fuck out of each other. Fight made me drop the Kevin Harlan line. No regard for human life.
That's a great line.
That's a
Great
good fucking line, dude. Shout out Kevin Harlan, dude.
Oh,
Shout out Kevin Harlan. Never mind. Ewo only has a 73-inch reach at 205. So the fuck what? Hold on. I have somebody that had a worse reach, I guarantee you. Daniel Cormier, 72.5-inch reach at light heavyweight and heavyweight. Get fucked.
Jeez. Oh, geez.
I took a picture with that guy, and he's my fucking height, bro. I'm like 5'9", 5'10" on a good day. That guy fought John Jones competitively. And before you guys come in the chat, fuck off. I'm not pulling those comments up if you're an asshole. Okay, I already see them coming. Preemptively. Yeah, I feel like I've got a fucking vision. Okay. No, thank you. Now, with that being said, Nano, I feel like we can talk about this goddamn fight all fucking night, kid. Iwo Berianuski. What the fuck do you want to see this guy do next, brother? Like, light heavyweight is just prime for a new contender. And I think this guy might have just came in and fucking ding, 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 rang the goddamn doorbell, brother. Who do you want to see him up against next?
I think so, brother. I think he's absolutely deserved someone that's at the cream of the crop. I don't know if I want to necessarily throw him in the top 15 just yet, but first off, appreciate the show. Ewo for show. Put it on, man. Him and Ebo, yeah, instant classic, bro. I mean, straight up, like you broke down so kindly. The amount of knockouts, the just heart both these guys showed, and true just definition of, you know, you get hit, you got to get back up. And Ebo just couldn't weather the storm. Ewo is an absolute stud. Yeah, I think someone like a Umar Sy, that's probably where I'm going to land my plane on, is someone like him who's also just talented, 3-1 in the UFC, but has some big wins. That would be freaking fireworks written all over it. Other than that, like, I don't know if I'd go as high as like a Johnny Walker or even an Azamat. I mean, Rakic, I guess maybe just because he's coming off so many losses. Maybe that's something you can parlay, but I think someone like Umar Sy makes a lot of sense. I love the name. Both guys are coming off wins, and both have a lot at stake for a potential top 15 or after that. What do you think, brother? What do you think's next for Ewo for sure?
Look, I mean, you said 2 names and you said no to those, and I get it. I agree with that. I agree with you saying no to those, but I can't also help but feel like you may have skipped around a little bit there, but I feel like you skipped a couple of very valuable names that make a lot of sense, like Alonzo Atomic Menafield, who's coming off some losses. You know, he's 2-2 in his last 4 losses to Azamat Murzakanov, Volkan Ozdemir, wins over Umar Sy, who you mentioned, and Julius Walker. And then the real one, though, Nano, if I'm being honest, you know what? Let me just play like game show host here for 5 seconds. If you're in the chat right now, right, we got about 20 of you. If you want to see another banger like this one that deserves all the bonuses, say something in the chat. Okay, like if you want to see another crazy light heavyweight banger where you just know that no matter what happens, it's like handing a 3-year-old a loaded handgun. You don't know what's going to happen, bro. You don't know how that situation is going to turn out, Nano, but I can promise you one thing. It's probably going to make headlines. Probably going to make headlines. I have a light heavyweight banger like that, right? Zhang Mingyang, the fucking mountain tiger.
Ooh, I like that one.
Coming in against Iwo Berianuski. All right. I mean, Rudy versus the mountain tiger. I mean, if you ever watched the 1980s movie Rudy, you would think you'd be so inspired. You'd be like, yeah, I'd put that guy against a mountain tiger. I'd put my money on Rudy. It's a feel-good story.
That is a feel-good story. I like that a lot. It's all about narratives.
Brother, I mean, I feel like both guys, what's their path to victory? Mingyang Zhang has, what is it? Oh, that's right. Sorry. I was pretending to do math because he also has 100% finish rate. No. Did you know that? Yeah. Yeah. Through submissions or knockouts. If he's lost, those are his only decisions. Across from him is someone who doesn't know what that even feels like because he's never fucking lost. Instead, he just finishes every single person that he fights in the very first round. Right? That's what Rudy does. They should just call him Rude. Because, I mean, he's a rude guy. No, did you know that he's never had a professional fight go past the first round?
Really?
I didn't make that up. I don't do that.
Wow.
He's never had a fight go past the first round professionally. That's a real thing.
That's Studley right there.
That's fucking dumb. That's fucking dumb, dude.
Fair.
Literally. And then his amateur bouts are the only ones he's had go to decision. Right? And I'm just going to read those off in the order in which they came. Mind you, these started 5 years ago. I'm going to start reading a list that started in September of 2020. Win by decision, loss by decision, loss by decision, win 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 by finish, loss, doesn't say how, win by decision, win by decision, win by finish, win by finish, win by unanimous decision, win by unanimous decision, round one finish, round one finish, round one finish, round one finish, decision win, armbar round one, punches round one, TKO round one, punches and elbows round one, overhand right to grounded punches round one, right hook to grounded punches round one. That's his career.
Yeesh.
And the ones I didn't say win or loss, those are wins. Obviously. Like the dude goes out there and beats you like you stole his little sister's fucking bike or something, bro. And he just found your ass.
Wow. Unreal.
So like that's why I'm saying you put him like, I don't know if you read comics, Nano, but like people get super excited when they see Wolverine versus the Hulk. The Hulk versus Juggernaut. Wolverine versus Juggernaut. Those are this menage a trois of funness, bro. You could just interchange those motherfuckers because it always tends to be an unbeatable force versus an immovable object. Or an unstoppable force versus an immovable object. Juggernaut versus Hulk. Like Juggernaut's superpowers, you literally can't stop him once he's moving. Hulk's powers, he just gets stronger the angrier you get him. What happens when you hit an angry motherfucker and you keep on making him angrier when you hit him? And he can't stop you. Motherfucking power scaling, bro. So I'm saying put a mountain tiger in there against a Rudy. And I don't know who gets finished. But I know someone does. And I know the under 2.5 odds on that are going to be atrocious. Like minus 500. Minus 1,000.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, sign me up for that violence personified. And speaking of violence personified, we have a middleweight bout to talk about. We have two more bouts to talk about, folks. The next one is a middleweight bout between Mansur Abdul-Malik and Antonio Tricoli. And Mansur Abdul-Malik entered this card as the largest favorite on the card. We said ourselves, there's no reason to bet on this fight. We know how it's going to go. However, there's just not enough juice to squeeze on the betting line here. And that proved to be absolutely true, right? If you knew Mansur was going to get it done by submission, I don't know what the juice was there. I don't have a way of looking at those preemptive odds or predecessory odds. I think that's a word. Maybe I made that up. I don't fucking know. But either way, I think Mansur Abdulmalik is a person to watch. No matter how much of a favorite he is, whether you're betting on him or not, he's someone you should be paying attention to, both inside of the octagon and outside of the octagon, because inside of the octagon, he is a messiah of martial arts. He is a MMA messiah. And outside of the cage, he is, you won't believe this, but he's kind of an MMA messiah. He posts these like profound things about the void and how he finds his best days are when he gives into that void. And then he describes fighting today specifically on the Helwani show as after all the training, just blacking out and letting his ego go and letting his personality go and just letting his body do what it's built to do. That's the void I think he's talking about, is that feeling in which he's entering the octagon, right? Like he's letting himself become a complete void of ego and obstacle and everything else. And he's just, as Bruce Lee said, when you train correctly, you should enter every match as a wooden training dummy. A wooden training dummy enters without ego, without a game plan, without a path to victory. A wooden dummy enters a bout with the same game plan every time, with the same mentality every time. It knows what it's built for, and it knows that it can withstand any duration of pain, of testament. So you should do the same. As a fighter, if you've trained correctly, you should enter every bout as if you're a wooden test dummy, right? No game plan, just do what you're built to do. And I feel like Mansur Abdulmalik is a personification of that. He does exactly what he's built and trained his body to do. He is a stud in every way, shape, and form, and he's 9-0. The dude is a beast. It only took him 2 strikes to set up a submission win over his opponent out there. And dare I say, he made it look fairly easy, right? Like Antonio Tricoli is not somebody that we would write home about or say is a household name, but the fact that he went out there and finished the man in 1 minute and 9 seconds is also pretty noteworthy, right? He did it via standing guillotine choke. I would say don't be silly, jump the ghillie, but I mean, don't be silly, pull the ghillie, right? Like he didn't even jump it. He just pulled it. He stood on fucking 10 toes down. He stood on business. I know. And sub this man. Just nasty work. Nasty work from Mansur Abdulmalik. I don't have the answers, but this guy has the answers, and I'll be tuning in every fucking time. Nano, what did you learn during this fight?
Oh, man, that like you said, Mansur has the Mansurs. We learned that he knows how to grapple, and I just learned right now about his cerebral approach to the game. Absolutely love that, and I think that makes him all that much scarier. I mean, the dude has the skills. You look at him, he's built like a comic book character. Shout out WMC, just saying that being able to use that shorter reach to your advantage is something that you love to see. Absolutely. And yeah, I'm going to go back and watch that Abdulmalik interview on the Aerial show. I mean, if he is a true student of the game, I think that all indicators prove that he is going to be somebody we're going to be talking about for many years to come. And I think that is a great reason why you got to skyrocket him up and get him in front of somebody with some name value. I don't know if a Bo Nickal's in the deck of cards, but I personally would love to see it. If not, even like an Edmey and the Golden Boy Shabazian. I don't know if that's too high. Maybe I'm getting a little too bullish here, but some of those guys, a CLD, Nursultan Rezoboyev. I mean, there's some great names. Even a Kelvin Gastelum could really get Mansur some more notoriety. But if we're just going off the rankings, I'd love to see him go in there against a Bo Nickal. I think he gets the job done personally. But what do you think's next for Mansur Abdulmalik?
Man. I'd like to see him fight Brad Tavares if he's not retired, or Andre Petroski. I think those are really, really good names. Or Mikhail Olitejczyk, whose brother is fighting this weekend. All right. We'll be talking about that in 2 days. But
there we go.
Mikhail Husar Olitejczyk is a solid fighter, 21-9-0, one no contest, coming off 2 TKO wins. Fun matchup. Other than that, Andre Petroski coming off of back-to-back losses, TKO and decision losses from this year specifically. I don't know. I think he needs a bounce back, and the other guy wants to keep that win rolling. So both guys would probably sign that dotted line to fight a Mansur Abdulmalik, but I like Mansur in either of those matches, if I'm being completely honest, bro. Let's Making the walk said, I'm not sure that Tricoli is a legit UFC fighter, but Malik handled business as he should. Facts, bro. Facts. The Abdul Malik interview on Arrow Hawani today was awesome. The fact he's a student of the game and watches all the old fights made a fan of me. Facts, Lazy Bed. I typed it in the chat as well. I became a bigger fan of Mansur in that interview than watching his entire fight catalog. And it's not a knock on his fight catalog. It's more of a positive on his actual personality outside of the octagon. The dude is extremely insightful. And Nano, if you haven't watched that interview with him today, can't recommend it enough.
I'm going to go watch it. Yep.
Yeah, Helwani did a great job navigating the questions and pulling up like past receipts, as the kids call it, on his Twitter posts and things like that. And I mean, the guy's just extremely fun to listen to. He's so passionate and intense, and it's fun, man. Let's see here. Raider also said, happy I'm not going to catch a federal case anymore for streaming illegally. JK, I bought pay-per-view every week. Let's go, my guy.
Attaboy.
You bought them every week, and the weeks you didn't, we split them. Am I right? Let's fucking go also. Raiders!
You know the vibes.
You can tell he had a strong family upbringing. 1 of 10 kids has his master's degree. Holy fuck. That's fire.
That's legit.
That's fire. Let's go. Last fight of the night, folks. Last fight of the night. We have a featherweight banger between Muhammad Naimov and Mairon Santos. My fucking goodness. Mairon Santos is an absolute stud. The guy comes out here and just continues to prove not only how good he is, but just prove his worth overall, right? Like, the guy could have come out here and coasted to a victory win over somebody like a Muhammad Naimov. But I mean, the hill man, the mountain man, whatever the fuck you want to call him, the legend is the guy we're paying attention to, because he's the one that ultimately went out there and got it finished with a jab, cross combo, classic 1-2 down the pipe to get it done. Muhammad Naimov was throwing his own shots. He landed a significant number of total strikes and significant strikes against the opposition, but it just wasn't enough. Mairon Santos was composed, kept the distance, kept a very tight guard, threw those shots down the pipe, was looking for openings every chance he could, and when the openings were there, he capitalized, truly. So, great performance from Mairon Santos. I thought he looked the best he's ever looked out there against Muhammad Naimov, and the fact that he negated not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 takedowns, Nano. 5 of them? Brother. He's just a fucking beast. I mean, I was going to address it, but Lazy Bed said it before I could. Santos just has to get his weight under control. If he can start making weight consistently, this guy is a world breaker. He's a future champ. If he can't, I can't wait to see how he does at 155 when he's not trying to kill himself to make 145. Either way, he's a huge featherweight. He is a problem at the weight class. And if this performance taught me anything, it is that no matter whether it's in the first round, the second round, or 21 seconds into the third round, this guy is a fucking problem. The legend is an apropos nickname because he has legendary power in both hands. And it just showed. It showed in the opening bout of the night. Nano, did you learn anything new about Mairon Santos, or was it business as usual?
Man, and I'm glad we mentioned the weight cut. I think that's definitely something that puts an asterisk next to it. I mean, he had a few pounds on his opponent, if not 2, maybe 3, which is the weight that hurts the most. So I didn't love that from just thinking about it as a professional. You know, you want to see these fighters go out there and take care of the first fight, which is on the scale. So losing that one, definitely not as great of a look, but to your point, I mean, the man is every bit as good as we all believe. 4 fights, 4 wins in the UFC, gets the third round finish, which I think is always a big takeaway, knowing that these guys still have that kind of power late in the fight, 10, 15 minutes in. Like, that's absolutely impressive. Got to appreciate it. But I'm not going to necessarily reward him with his next opponent and skyrocket him up. I don't want to see that Icarus effect. Want to see him get the weight in line, but I do want to see him go in the octagon against someone else that is equally game, equally skilled, and equally looking for that shot, maybe someone like a Jamal Pretty Boy Emmers, or even Nathaniel the Prospect. The legend versus the Prospect certainly makes sense on a 3-fight win streak. I'm talking about Nathaniel Wood as a potential other alternative for Mairon Santos. But again, got to get the weight down. Got to figure that out. Be a pro. Win the first fight, and that's on the scale. And then I'll reward you with maybe some top opponents here in the division. What do you think's next for him, Big Dog?
Man. In the featherweight division, featherweight's pretty fucking stacked, right? Like,
super stacked.
The question is, like, do you want to pole vault him up, or do you want to, like, give him a more reasonable grind, right? Like, do you want to see this guy get thrown to the top, or do you want to see him work his way to the top? That's the real question. Like, honest preference. What do you think is the right play, Nano?
I want to see him earn it. I want to see him earn it a little bit more. Again, missing weight just really does not bode well for me. And if he made weight, I probably would say I wouldn't mind seeing it, because he's got a great story. He's got a great background coming from the Ultimate Fighter. Like, would love to want to support him, but I need to see a little bit more. So I want to see the slow, grind it out, and maybe become champion because you grinded it out and earned it.
And if that's the case, then I mean, we want to see a more kind of appropriate trajectory for him, right? So if that's the case, then I'd say maybe like an Andre Touchy-Feely or a Juicy J Julian Erosa.
Ooh, I like both of those shouts for sure.
I personally prefer the Juicy J shout, because, like, what happens if you hurt a guy and he's still able to take you out of there if you jump on top? It's a dangerous prospect.
Yeah. Do you have that gas tank in you?
That's the thing. And like LazyBet said, it's not his first weight miss either. Like, he's missed weight multiple times. So
not a good look.
It's tough. WMC, great show, boys. Appreciate you. I'm kicking off to sleep. My guy. Hope you have a great night. Appreciate you tuning in, and whatever you missed, hope you tune in the morning. Making the Walk says, totally off subject, but what are your thoughts on Jamal and Joanna situation? Nano, I'm going to divert to you first on this. Have you seen the video?
I've seen some of it, but I was not totally sure what was going on. I seen it in passing. I think,
in a nutshell,
yeah.
Backstage after the fight, Jamal Hill told Joanna Jędrzejczyk that he will kick her ass, or that he'll knock her out if she lays a hand on his girl. To which Joanna responds with, "Oh, you will?" Okay. I thought that was a baller move from Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and the kicker of the whole story is, it's come out today that Jamal Hill's girlfriend was not even there. And it's also come out today that months ago, Jamal Hill slid in Joanna Jędrzejczyk's DMs trying to smash.
Oh, jeez.
And apparently, it's also come out today, allegedly, that Jamal Hill was only doing this because Joanna Jędrzejczyk's manager was trying to find Jamal Hill's girl to dry snitch, as he put it.
Aye. Messy. Just messy.
The whole situation's messy. The whole entire situation.
Hilarious. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
I think she posted somebody posted, I think it was her, posted the screenshots of the DMs.
You hate to see it.
He's asking her to meet him at a hookah bar. She said no. Or no, she said meet me at the hookah bar. He tried to get her to come to the hotel instead. And then she sent him a Google Maps or Apple Maps screenshot and said, come find me instead. And he said, what the fuck? It's in Polish. And she said, come find me.
Fair enough.
That's when he tried to slide into her DMs, and he did not make the attempt. So, I hate to make a bad pun here, but he chose to weigh in his lazy bed, instead of going out to find a Queen of Violence instead. The guy's on a generational run for making me not a fan of him.
Yeah, hard to root for him for sure. That's a bummer. Ex-champion too, so it's like bad look on the UFC, but I'm sure they'll come down with some fines or something for it.
And since LazyBed tagged us in on this unrelated note, I have to ask, have you seen the edit that's going around making the rounds of Ariana Grande on the set of Wicked, but it's been memed to be the TJ Dillashaw weight cut to fight Cejudo?
Oh my gosh.
Somebody sent it to TJ Dillashaw while he was live, and he watched it, and his response was, "That's a badass edit." It's so good.
That's too good. Oh my God.
I'll have to send it to you. Let's see what LazyBed said here, and then we'll call it a show. Whole thing feels like middle school gossip, TMZ Zuffa edition. 100%, bro. It is definitely middle school gossip. And folks, one thing we can promise is this show will never be middle school gossip. Look, if you hit your bets, great. If you tailed our bets, even better. If you bet against us, that's fine too. But look, if you do one thing, if you do nothing else, just make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. You know what? None of that. Fuck it. If nothing else, just make sure that you keep on going and you keep on growing, folks. And we hope to see you next time when we break down these upcoming fights. Last fight card of the ESPN era. Let's fucking go. Keep on going. Keep on growing. Best chat in the fucking world. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. As you may have been able to tell, we dig the MMA, and our passion is to dive deep into the upcoming fights, give you our expert breakdowns, and help you make sense of all the chaos that is the fight game. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, make sure to find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at MMAnomaly. Be cool, and we'll see you next time.